Hello everyone, I am going to make a video regarding the work that was due today. So this is an example of the image from, I think I started with the right view. So yes, I started with the right side view on this one. And on this one, I started with the top view. All right, so after you do that, you're going to need to get the mass, I believe. It was in kilograms after you assign the aluminum 1060 alloy. So I will start this one from, I guess I'll start this one from the top view. All right, so we're going to create a new sketch on the top plane, right click and view normal to sketch plane. We need to figure out where our origin will be in relation to this sketch. All right, so this is in millimeters because of the big numbers. Let me see if I can, this is the assignment. So this right here, we see that that's 12 right there, and it was not specified what this is or what that is, but they look like they're the same width. So the assumption is that they would be the same. Okay, so from the top, I'm going to draw everything. I'll probably draw this even though I may not need it. We'll see what happens. Okay, but this is 68. And even though this is a little lopsided, this is also 68. And we know that because this says 40 going that way. So we're going to read it 68 going that way. And also because these are the same two measurements, they look exactly alike. So the assumption is that they would be the same as well. All right, so let's go ahead and let's start sketching out from the top. I'm going to, let's put, I'll do that here. And I'll put this somewhere over here and I'll dimension that later. And I know that we have this coming over here, that coming over there. And then all of this should be symmetric. I'm going to draw, these are the two lines for that wall that we're going to extrude separately. Okay, so that's generally it from the top. So now let's go ahead and put in some constraints, and then we will put in some dimensions. So I'm going to make this symmetric. I know in one of the examples that I showed in class, it was not symmetric, but there are so many ways that you can do this. All right, so this is 44 and this is 44. Okay, and let me show you that. So 44 and then 44, and we're going to extrude to 40. Okay. Now let's see what else we have from this point to this point and come straight down. That's going to be 80. And this is 12. I'll clean up my dimensions later. And then this is 68, and we will extrude to 68. And let's put in some more constraints. And that's still blue. We need a dimension right here between this line and this line. That's going to be 12. Remember, that's our assumption. Okay, so everything is fully defined, and we know that because it's black. And you all know how I am. I just have to clean this up some. All right, so we're going to go ahead and accept these changes since everything is fully defined. So now let's take a look at our extrusions. So we're going to extrude this, like I said, to 40 millimeters. And let me give you the isometric view. So this one, we don't have anything that we need to make symmetric, so we can just do a blind extrusion here. All right, so click on my sketch so that I can see everything. This, like I said, will get extruded to 68. This again is 12. And this I'm going to extrude to 68, and I'll show you why. Oh, I need to grab it. Okay, so let's take a look at the isometric view. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sketch on this face right here, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to sketch a diagonal, because on here, this wall comes from the top of this face right here, or that edge, to that edge right there. So I'm going to sketch a diagonal, and then I'm going to remove it. Okay, so on that face, create a sketch. I'm going to view normal too. So that's the convert tool. And then I am going to come from here to that point right there. So it is not fully defined because I don't have that. Let me convert that as well because I need that point. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, you can see my line is still blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this point and that point, I will make them coincident. And then over here, I will do the same. That point and that point, make them coincident, and now everything is fully defined. I will accept those changes. And then I'm going to select that material, and I'm going to do an extrude remove. And I want to remove through all. And so you see here, I have 5 different parts. That's because of the way that I extruded this. So what I'm going to do, and everyone won't have this, but if you do run into this, I only want one part. So you're going to select all of the parts over here. You're going to come to this Boolean tool, and you want to make sure that union is selected so that we can marry all of those parts and then accept those changes. And let's take a look at the isometric view, and that looks good. And let's turn that around. That looks good as well. And that's it for that one. All right, so if there are any questions about that, please let me know. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start all over. So I'm going to delete all of this. Can I delete more than one thing at a time? Nope. It won't let me. All right, so just delete. I could have started with just a new sketch, but I think this is okay. All right, so I'm going to hide my top view, and this time I'm going to look at the right view. I want to make a sketch on the right plane. All right, so right click right, and then new sketch, view normal 2. Come on, I want to look at it from the right. There we go. All right, so I guess I can start again here. All right, and I'm going to start with a rectangle. I'm going to just position it here. All right, so let's make that coincident. All right, there we go. All right, something like that. Let's go ahead and I'll draw this wall out here. Let's see, what else do I want? I can see from here to there. And what else do I want? I think that will, let me draw, this I'll go straight across. I don't want that right there. I want this up higher. This isn't the way that I did it the first time, but all right, so let's put in some dimensions. So this is from the right. And so the height of this is going to be 40, and then we're going to extrude to 44. All right, so let's see. I want this to be coincident with that. All right, and then I want to make sure that this is 12 millimeters from there. There's so many ways that you can approach this. And then from this point to this point, or this line right here, should be 80. Okay, so let's see how this is looking. I think this is okay so far. So I'm going to extrude this. I'm going to do a symmetric extrusion. Let's see how that works out. All right, so let me save these changes and I'll extrude this first. I said I was going to extrude that to 44. I want to see what happens when we do a symmetric extrusion there. All right, so this is going to be 68, symmetric again. Let's take a look at the isometric view to make sure that's looking exactly how I want it to look at this point. All right, and then this is going to be extruded to 12. And again, this will be symmetric. All right, so we have that. And now what I want to do is I want to go to my top view because I still need to draw from here to there and a sketch from here to here. So I need to use one of these faces. I'm going to, actually, I'm going to use the bottom view. I want to do this from the bottom. All right, so I'm going to create a sketch. I guess I'll create it here. All right, and I want to convert that edge and that edge. And then I'm just going to draw two lines from there to there, from point to point. and that's fully defined. And then from point to point, that's fully defined. Okay, so I'm going to accept that. And then I want to extrude to 12. But you have to be careful, because if we look at the isometric view, we want to make sure that the extrusion goes upward. So we have to change the direction of this arrow. And then we're going to make that 12. All right, and let's see what happens. All right, and that's what we want. Okay, so I have 4 parts here. I'm not sure where I'm getting all of these parts, but again, we're going to just union those, and that's it. All right, so if there are any questions, please let me know. And if you have to turn this in late, that's fine. Don't forget that you need to assign it your material. We're using a 1060 alloy for this. Aluminum 1060, let me find it. There we go. And then you're going to get your mass properties. All right, so there is going to be another assignment. I'm just going to have you change your material again, and then you're going to give me some more information about that. Okay, but that's it for this video. If there are any questions, please let me know.